This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Suspect in murder of Chinese couple held in St. Anne. A man who is a suspect in the murder of two Chinese business operators in Bellevue District, St. Elizabeth, in December last year, has been held in St. Anne. Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell, the commander for the St. Anne Police, confirmed that a man was held in relation to the double murder but declined to give details. Powell said investigations were at a delicate stage and the man is in custody to face a series of identification parades. He has also been implicated in two other police divisions. On December 23, businesswoman He Kong Wang, 48, and the businessman Shi Yong Shu, 53, operators of Jojo Supermarket, were killed during a robbery by three gunmen at the store. The gunmen took an undetermined sum of money. Police, who were alerted to the scene sometime after 7 that night, arrived to find both persons critically injured. They were taken to the hospital, where Shu was pronounced dead on arrival, while one died later. Two men were taken into custody the week after the double murder and questioned by the police. No update was provided on their detention. Second Linstead woman murdered in 3 days. Residents of Cheesefield, Linstead, were in shock on Saturday morning after they woke up to the news of the gruesome killing of one of their own. The body of 44-year-old Nicola Sittle, a mother of 4 whose youngest child is 1-year-old, was discovered in a cane field on Saturday morning by cane cutters about 1.5 miles from her home. She was found lying face down with multiple stab wounds over her body and her forehead bashed in. Emotions rang from disbelief of sadness as scores of residents gathered at the scene to view the wounds on Sittle's body, which were evidence of the trauma and the violence that the woman experienced before her demise. "A Friday me see her and she was looking hot as usual. Me can't believe that somebody would do this to such a nice woman," said Joan, a resident of the community who viewed the deceased woman's body before the crime scene was secured. Sittle's sister Alicia said her sister was a very good person who did not deserve to suffer such a violent death. "Nicola is not a pushover, she can defend herself, so it must be that she was attacked unexpectedly. But whoever killed my sister will have a guilty conscience to live with all their life," the teary-eyed woman said. The police theorized that Sittle was likely killed elsewhere overnight and her body dumped in the cane field. She was the second woman to have died violently in Linstead in 3 days. Last Thursday, 63-year-old Merdeline Sullivan was chopped to death in an apparent home invasion in Buxton town. Her husband was wounded in the incident. Cop gets off corruption rap. A policeman who was accused of collecting $5,000 from a man who was involved in a criminal case was freed when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Thursday, February 3. He is Corporal Newton Clasher of the Spanish Town Police Station in the St. Catherine North Division. When the matter was heard before the parish judge Kahan Lamy, the policeman was freed after the complainant revealed that he could not remember what transpired. The complainant also said that he did not make a formal report but was given a piece of paper to sign. The complainant also revealed that he had no interest in pursuing the matter for religious reasons. The Crown offered no evidence. Judge Lamy then dismissed the matter against the accused, who was represented by attorney-at-law John Clark. His appearance in court arose from an incident in 2020 when Clasher was accused by the complainant of soliciting money to prevent a warrant from being executed on him. The police launched an investigation and a file was sent to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The DPP ruled that Clasher be charged with corruption. The policeman was charged with breaches of the Corruption Prevention Act. He made numerous court appearances, during which time he maintained his innocence. Death of Jamaican teen in Canada pains Rima. The shooting death of 14-year-old Jamaican-born Tafash Riley in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, last week has left her relatives and friends in the St. Andrew community of Wilton Gardens, popularly known as Rima, puzzled and traumatized. after a $15,000 fundraising initiative to cover air travel and other expenses. The community, which held a candlelight vigil a few days ago in her honor, is anticipating the arrival of her body to the island later this week. Riley's death is currently still being considered a mystery, and one upset Rima resident said he never expected such a tragic death to befall her. He had hoped that her migration to the North American country was an escape from the usually violent community to a safer land. On Sunday, the male resident implored the Canadian authorities to push hard to solve the case. "It is in the hands of the law of Canada. I am begging them to step up their investigation and solve this case. This not supposed to be any more unsolved mystery. The residents of Rima are look to see a very good result from the investigations. My condolences go out to the Riley family," he said. He shared that the child, her parents, and her older brother had been residents of Canada since 2012, but would usually return to the island to spend holidays with family. He added that the community is shattered by the reality that she won't ever return to the island alive. "I know her as Lily. She was a very polite little girl who was very nice and intelligent. She come from very strong parents. She grew up in Rima and is not a little girl we mix up, and her mother and father are good people, so it bring a shock to the community," he said. "We thought up there was much safer. The whole community cut up and vex about this. The whole community vex and a ball out for Miss Riley. From she was bred, we knew her very well. The whole community has sent out condolences. May I beg Mr. Riley, her father, to just hold on strong." The girl's aunt described her tragic death as unbelievable. "It's not real. It's like you wait for somebody come and say a joke. It's like every day you sleep and wake up. You pray you will open your door and see the same jovial person you know. That person who always smile, laugh and give joke," she said. Canadian media have reported that the Peel Region Police were called to an apartment building located at 7170 Darcel Avenue in Malton around 9 p.m. on February 1. Cops were called in after a resident found her suffering from a gunshot wound in the stairwell on the 3rd floor. It is said that medical personnel pronounced her dead at the scene. Tafash was a grade 9 student at Dufferin Peel Catholic District School. Tufton mom on vax-only event pushed back after Adam Stewart's tweet. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has declined to comment on a pushback against the plan by the government to roll out events only for persons who are vaccinated against COVID-19. Tufton disclosed the move on Wednesday, indicating that the government will soon launch an official calendar of events. Over the next week or so, the government intends to announce a series of events, an events calendar if you will, for over the next 4 months that will now allow more persons to congregate around certain events within a controlled setting. The single most significant criterion of that is that you must be vaccinated, he said, while speaking at the official opening of the new COVID-19 field hospital at the Savannah Lamar Public Hospital in Westmoreland. The announcement has drawn mixed reactions. Among the critics is the executive chairman of Sandals Resorts, Adam Stewart, who bashed the move as discriminatory. He argued that the decision would go against the overwhelming majority of Jamaicans who have made a personal choice. "What happened to out of many one people?" Stewart tweeted. Contacted by the news for a response, Tufton declined to comment. Approximately 22% of Jamaica's population is fully vaccinated, the second worst compliance rate in the Caribbean. Haiti tops the list. Scamming papers and banking info found among eggs sawdust in Krakows bag. The police have arrested a 27-year-old woman for breaching the Law Reform, Fraudulent Transactions and the Special Provisions Act following the discovery of banking information and lead sheets at her home in Cambridge, St. James last week. The woman was arrested and detained in a crackdown on lottery scamming activities and other major crimes in the parish. Her name has been withheld, but detectives have disclosed that she is 27 years old and unemployed of Duckett's Road in the parish. According to the police, their operation, which was carried out about 11 a.m. Thursday, was based on intelligence gathered over a period and the seizure of 2 illegal firearms from the house of the suspect last March. The lottery scam task force went on an operation in the Cambridge police area and to a district known as Docket. There, we conducted a search in a house belonging to the suspect and found 8 lead sheets of paper containing names of persons living overseas, along with banking information, said Detective Inspector Luhas Daniels. He said these items were discovered after the suspect disguised them in Krakows bags containing sawdust and chicken eggs. Investigations are ongoing and a court date is being finalized. Daniels noted that Cambridge and adjoining areas in St. James have morphed into a sort of epicenter for scamming, and the police are actively moving to stop the illicit activities through intelligence gathering. He revealed that Thursday's raid was one of approximately 12 such operations that the Lottery Scam Task Force has conducted since January, which netted 5 persons who are now before the St. James Parish Court. We have never stopped. Our operation is a continuous one. We will not stop until this illicit trade is diminished, he told the news. When quizzed as to whether children are involved in the illicit lottery scam trade, Daniels noted that while their intelligence is not showing that at this time, it is not impossible. It is not impossible, but it has not been brought to the attention of the police. And on a regular basis, the Lottery Scam Task Force goes to school to educate the children on the dangers of the trade, he said. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.